Christmas and chaos in Romania. Deposed leader Ceausescu and his wife are reported executed.
Elena Ceausescu au fost condamnați la moarte.
The civil war rages on. Tens of thousands may be dead. Christmas for U.S. troops in Panama, with Manuel Noriega still in the Vatican embassy, trying to negotiate his way out of the country. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting. Good evening. A possible deal is reported in the making on the Noriega case, one involving the Pope and President Bush. Some details are coming in. We'll have them for you in a moment. First, about the reported execution of Romania's communist dictator. Romanian radio and television said tonight deposed communist leader Nicolae Ceausescu and his wife have been executed. The sudden announcement said that they had been convicted at a secret trial. There were few details and no independent confirmation. President Bush gave U.S. recognition late today to the anti-Ceausescu coalition now claiming power. By most accounts, the civil war isn't over. CBS News correspondent Richard Roth in New York begins our coverage.
The charges were genocide and what were called grave crimes against Romania, and the startling announcement by Romanian television was that Ceausescu and his wife had been tried, convicted, and executed. Only Thursday, the 71-year-old Ceausescu and his wife Elena, virtually his second in command, were still clinging to power in the face of opposition that for the first time had become angry, public, and widespread. The announcement of the verdict by a secret military tribunal came as a stunning accompaniment to the first Christmas Romanians have been able to celebrate openly in a generation. An announcer on official radio, now controlled by the provisional government that swept the Ceausescus from power, called it wonderful news. A man on the street called it the best Christmas in 40 years. But it hasn't stopped all the violence. Troops supporting the provisional government were said to have gained the upper hand, but backers of the executed president have not all given up. The death toll since the start of the popular revolt, according to the government now in shaky control, has reached 60,000. In the city of Timișoara, where the bloodshed began 10 days ago, more members of Ceausescu's secret police were arrested today as others fought on. The battle there has eased but not ended. With reports from other cities describing clashes that amount to guerrilla warfare, the clearest sign of optimism among Romanians in Timișoara today was a simple one, a symbol just planted outside Town Hall representing hope. Richard Roth, CBS News, New York.
In Bucharest tonight, the latest killing and confusion came amid Christmas carols sung openly for the first time in decades. Bob Simon is on the scene.
Revolution has not come gently to Romania. Days after Ceausescu and his clan fled or tried to, the army is still blasting the buildings from which power has been exercised these last 40 years. The Communist Party Secretariat, Ceausescu's private office. Shell after shell, less a military tactic than a fit of rage. People taking a little Christmas stroll became terrified spectators, full of the thrill and fear of disbelief. The old order had ended. The harder they are, the bigger the fall. There's no question of talking to the erstwhile rulers of Romania. This is not Hungary or Czechoslovakia. Anyone loyal to Ceausescu is a wanted man. An armored regiment is engaged against a handful of snipers who refuse to die or surrender and who have nowhere to go. The Battle of Bucharest seems to be almost over, but it is ending not with a whimper, but with a bang. The battle for Romanian television ended last night. This morning, there were no windows or lights or certainty that it would not begin again. But the army moved in more tanks, soldiers dug fresh positions, and people came to work because it was worth it.
We hope to be free after 40 years. You can't understand that.
TV Romania is the voice of the revolution and much more. It is the military command post and the seat of government because the generals and politicians who are running the country right now are here around the clock, broadcasting plans for the future, memories of the past. Today they were bringing in paintings and Persian carpets from what was the home of Nicolae Ceausescu, the man who starved his people as an economic policy. The house was guarded by soldiers instead of secret police today. The streets were as empty as they've always been. Under Ceausescu, the entire neighborhood was off limits to ordinary people, so many of whom hoped for the verdict which was delivered.
He and his family, I think, that they will be shot in the head.
At the Basilica of St. Constantine and Elena, 3 wise men of the Romanian Orthodox Church officiated today at a Christmas Mass, while an entire nation, a largely Christian nation, was reliving some of the oldest themes of mankind: the death of tyrants, the birth of hope. Bob Simon, CBS News, Bucharest.
2 sources with extraordinary access to the Vatican reported a short while ago that the Vatican believes a deal may be nearing completion on the case of Manuel Noriega. Representatives of the Pope, President Bush, Noriega, and the new Panamanian government are said to be working out details of an arrangement under which Noriega possibly would be guaranteed safety in a third country, and possibly he would agree to face trial somewhere. No other details and no other confirmation available as we begin this broadcast. What we do know is that Manuel Noriega is safe this evening in the Panama City Vatican Embassy. He drove there yesterday from a hiding place only 5 minutes away. A State Department source said tonight that the United States has asked in what he called, quote, extraordinarily tough terms that the Vatican turn Noriega over. This source said the Vatican is not going along with that. For now, Noriega's future is a legal labyrinth, as we hear from correspondent Richard Threlkeld.
Christmas was just another dangerous day for some of the American GIs still trying to pacify Panama City. There was a sniper in this building overnight, so today they blasted their way in to get him. All they found were some terrified civilians. It is more peaceful than before in town, but with Manuel Noriega now accounted for, the U.S. command is now worried that his followers will take to the jungle to form an organized resistance, and that could mean more nasty fighting ahead. Behind the ring of troops on the Harbor Boulevard is the Papal Nuncio's residence, where Noriega has taken refuge. And all day long it was the scene of comings and goings by U.S. military officials and diplomats. Working out what next for Noriega has now become an international issue. The Vatican insists he has not yet been given political asylum and doesn't yet know whether he will get it.
There will be contacts between the concerned parties to examine the personal case of General Noriega in all its aspects.
Noriega has asked for political asylum in Spain, but Spain has an extradition treaty with the U.S. where he's wanted on drug charges.
It is U.S. policy that we would like to have Mr. Noriega in order to return him to the United States for trial. That hasn't changed.
Panama, on the other hand, doesn't permit extradition, and officials of Panama's new government say if they get hold of Noriega, they'll put him on trial, and that surrendering to the church was the final insult.
He has hurt our people so badly, and his actions continue to hurt our people, and he gets near God. I hope he's there to repent.
So for the moment, Manuel Noriega is a man without a country and desperately trying to avoid the 2 countries, Panama and the United States, that want him most. Richard Threlkeld, CBS News, Panama City.
Still to come on the CBS Evening News, U.S. troops in the field in Panama and the other news of this Christmas Day.
Monday, I soak my dentures. Tuesday, I brush my dentures. Wednesday, I soak. Thursday,
Hold it. All you need is denture cream. Look, you could soak your denture in Efferdent all night, but in only 90 seconds, denture cream gets it nearly twice as clean. And now denture cream has minty mouthwash ingredients.
Twice as clean. Minty mouthwash, too. It's all I need.
So why soak? All you need is denture cream.
Monday, denture cream. Tuesday, denture cream. Wednesday.
There's never been an offer like this before. Now, for the first time, for 45 days only, Chrysler-built minivans are on sale. The world's best sellers with over 2 million satisfied customers. Now you get $1,000 on the 1990 Dodge Caravan. It's never been on sale before. It may never be on sale again. Dodge Caravan. From Dodge. Offer ends January 31st.
President Bush celebrated Christmas with his family at Camp David in Maryland. With us here is CBS News Chief White House correspondent Leslie Stahl, who's been watching the White House reaction to Manuel Noriega's case. Leslie, the president has been saying all along that he wants Noriega to stand trial in this country. Defense Secretary Cheney has just reiterated that. Does that square with what's being said unofficially?
Well, privately, senior officials tell me that they just as soon he go to a third country and disappear. If he comes here, the trial, they say, would be a nightmare. He would begin to ask for classified documents, for CIA secrets. He has been involved with the CIA for years. He had some connection in the Iran-Contra scandal, maybe secrets about that. They have offered him a safe passage in the past. They have wanted him to leave in the past, and privately they say that just as soon he go away now. What is interesting, Dan, is that one of the other Panamanian military officers indicted along with Noriega turned himself into U.S. military officials in Panama, and he's being flown right now to the United States, so they will have at least one trial on their hands to contend with.
And what do you hear about the president's plans for the rest of the week? He's been scheduled to go on vacation, continues vacation in Texas and the rest of the South.
Well, as of right now, he's still going on vacation. Of course, they tell us he takes his ability to communicate at all times with him, but he is still supposed to be going on vacation.
Thanks, Leslie. Christmas was tinged with sadness today in Panama City for refugees made homeless by the U.S. invasion and also for the American soldiers away from home and family. David Dow has our report.
For nearly 2,000 newly homeless Panamanians, Christmas dawned in a refugee camp. The first Christmas in 21 years without dictatorship. They sang and celebrated Mass and cheered their new leaders, who found the setting symbolic of a struggling new Panama.
Jesus Christ was born 2,000 years ago under very humble circumstances, just like these people here. The new republic is born under these conditions.
Panama's Archbishop thanked God for new beginnings, and though it was the American invasion that displaced them, most here thanked the U.S. as well.
Bless the America.
I lost everything, but I don't care. Why? Because I know that something better will come.
But authorities know they are fighting time. The goodwill toward the invasion and the new government could fade fast if the nation's wounds are not quickly treated. There is a gaping hole to fill in Panama City this Christmas Day, an entire charred neighborhood where U.S. troops attacked and destroyed the headquarters of General Noriega's army. Some returned home today for the first time since the battle to recover what they could. Panama's economy was already suffering. Now there's a new problem, replenishing hundreds of stores stripped in an orgy of looting. Meanwhile, thousands of U.S. servicemen celebrated Christmas on patrol in a foreign land in the company of their visiting boss.
So I'm here simply on behalf of the President, on behalf of the country, to say thank you very much. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
In the refugee camp, Specialist 4 Andrew Powell switched roles for the day, from soldier to Santa Claus.
Well, Santa Claus is a little bit more fun. You're not ducking bullets and waiting for a mortar round to fall down on you.
But there were no mortar rounds in this camp today, just hundreds of efforts to improvise Christmas Day, to make it a day of new hope. David Dow, CBS News, Panama.
The bodies of 2 more U.S. soldiers killed in Panama were returned today to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. The Pentagon says officially 23 U.S. servicemen have been killed in action and 303 wounded in the invasion. Correspondent Bruce Morton looks at this Christmas Day as it was observed by some Americans who fought in Panama and by the American families who cherish them.
All over the country today, Americans prayed for their soldiers in Panama. At Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where a lot of those soldiers are based, Gail Slavin and the kids, Christopher and Allison, went to Mass. Their father is in Panama.
That God, with his gentle touch the families I've lost, sons in Panama.
Of course, we miss him. We understand why he's there, and we support that.
They did do well, presents and a tree, but 10-year-old Allison knew there were some things missing.
My dad cooking the ham and the turkey on Christmas Day.
We appreciate your service to the United States.
At the Wilford Hall Medical Center in San Antonio, Army Secretary Michael Stone paid respects to some of the men who'd been wounded in Panama. They felt lucky this Christmas Day.
Very special Christmas. For the obvious reason that I'm here for Christmas, and that
One of my men who came very close is here, and my family's here to see me.
Sergeant Walter Thompson had a Purple Heart like the others, and an American flag patch he'll never forget. It was on his uniform. A Panamanian bullet tore it in half.
The round went through, and the round split it in half.
And in Detroit, wounded 20-year-old Jimmy Hankins was home with his folks.
I'd prefer to have been home under better circumstances, but I am glad that I'm home.
His father knows about combat. He fought in Vietnam.
It's a hell of a way to come home with a Purple Heart.
Care for the wounded, prayers for the dead, and for the young men still on duty in uneasy Panama. At Fort Bragg, home of the 82nd Airborne, there's a statue of a paratrooper. Someone today put Christmas flowers at its feet. Bruce Morton, CBS News, Washington.
See you. There. How's that? Is that okay? Sure it is. Is that better now?
So, are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Dad was afraid I'd find a starving artist up here.
Oh, Dad was worried.
Okay. I admit, I was a bit worried when my little sister took off on her own.
I'm not so little anymore.
Here, let me get that.
No way. It's mine.
American Express, huh? I'm gonna stop worrying about you.
Making you feel like a million. To become a member, look for this display and take one.
The whole office is crowded around his desk.
I knew right away that he had won some major money.
Bob won $10 million.
When Bob Castleberry won $10 million from Publishers Clearinghouse, work came to a stop.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
I've known Bob for 30 years, and I think it's wonderful.
No, I believe it. It does happen. It can happen.
But $10 million won't happen for you unless you stop what you're doing, look for your Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes, and enter right away.
It just pays to send it in, I guess.
This December, things are really heating up. Heating up at every GM division. Each dealer is out to make December hotter than ever before. Like with Pontiac's all-out excitement closeout with big cash back and GMAC's 90-day deferred payment plan on a wide selection of models. Yes, this December is incredibly hot at every GM division. It's GM's Hot December. Come feel the heat.
After 5 straight sub-zero days, it was in the 20s in Minneapolis today, and the 20s is what it also was in parts of Florida, as an Arctic chill dropped temperatures below freezing from Jacksonville to Miami. For a second day in a row, the cold threatened Florida's $3.5 billion citrus industry, but a lack of wind allowed an ice cover to protect fragile strawberry plants, and one grower estimated he would save 80% of his crop. Fire investigators today said a lack of sprinklers led to the deaths of at least 16 people in a Christmas Eve fire at a retirement home in Johnson City, Tennessee. About 60 other people were injured as they fled the aging 10-story building into sub-freezing temperatures. Aaron Hayes reports.
Frightened elderly residents in the high-rise clung to window edges, calling out to firemen who were hampered by the cold, the smoke, and ladders that couldn't quite reach the top floor. The rescue was tedious, slow. Many here were used to using wheelchairs and walkers. Getting them out of the building was precarious work. Smoke had spread quickly up through elevator shafts, filling fire stairways. Firemen, many of them overcome by smoke, simply could not get to everyone in time.
I seen one guy come to a window and say, "Help me." Tell him we could get a ladder to him. You know, we didn't see his light no more, so I don't know if I got him out or not.
Officials say this was preventable. This was an old building that had undergone renovation, a renovation that did not include the installation of sprinklers, and sprinklers, firefighters say, would have made all the difference here.
It would have held the fire in check till the firemen got here. Without the sprinkler systems, it was just like a wild area, just ran at will.
This holiday tragedy has been hard on the people of Johnson City, but fire officials say had it not been a holiday, this might have been worse. Many of the residents here were gone when the fire hit, visiting friends and family on Christmas Eve. Aaron Hayes, CBS News, Johnson City, Tennessee.
It wasn't too long ago when an American car here in Switzerland would make people look up in surprise. Not anymore. Oh, I wouldn't say they're all over the place, but GM sells a lot of cars over here these days. Good cars at good value. I should know. This is my dealership right here.
GM exports more cars around the world from North America than any other car manufacturer.
To my beautiful wife.
It's nice to know he still loves the way you look. And if you wear dentures, you can count on Effordent to freshen up dentures and clean away stains so well. With Effordent, all he'll notice is you.
Let's go with this fabric. To my customers, every little detail means a lot, so I can't stop when my minor arthritis pain acts up. So instead of aspirin, I take Advil. My doctor told me to try Advil when my hands feel stiff from the pain. You know, one Advil is as effective as 2 regular aspirin. And that's the kind of strength I like. Yet Advil's gentler to my stomach than aspirin. For hours of relief, Advil is just my style. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
In the mountains of Colombia, they celebrate the land for creating the richest coffee in the world. Maxwell House Colombian Supreme Coffee. Regular or decaffeinated, 100% Colombian richness in every drop.
The family reunion for Christmas took on a whole new meaning for East and West Germans today, and for others who feel a mixture of joy and misgivings about the prospect of an armed, reunited Germany. Peter Van Sant reports on Christmas in the new Berlin.
Tens of thousands of Germans crossed the Berlin Wall this Christmas Day, taking advantage of a new policy which has turned this wall into an open door.
For the real Berlin's a wonderful day, and especially Christmas.
Today is the first time in a generation that East and West Berliners can celebrate Christmas together. For many, this free passage is another step toward German reunification.
As we Germans, we are like a family. We come together here, you know.
Christmas bells rang out across the two Germanys. And at a tiny church on the outskirts of East Berlin, a bell rang that had been silenced by the Cold War for 28 years. The Savior Protestant Church in Sacro had been closed in 1961, when construction of the Berlin Wall put this 14th century church in no man's land, the killing zone between the two Germanys. Pastor Joachim Strauss called this a divine day and thanked God for the resurrection of faith in East Germany. While worshippers celebrated inside, a man rode his way from West Berlin across a lake bordering the church, bringing with him a symbol of Christmas. On once forbidden ground, the man planted a Christmas tree, a reminder of the spirit of this day and of the victory of faith over tyranny in a land undergoing momentous change. Peter Van Sant, CBS News, East Berlin.
And that's part of our world tonight. In a moment, we'll be back with a CBS Evening News tradition. It's our annual Christmas card featuring the people who work all year, all around the world, reporting news for this broadcast. Dan Rather, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
The American Family Sweepstakes is bigger than ever, more million-dollar prizes than ever, and the biggest grand prize ever, $20 million. It's like entering dozens of sweepstakes with a single entry. You get more chances than ever to get really rich, even super rich. $20 million rich at American Family. The one and only sweepstakes with my picture. You may be our biggest winner of all time next month. Don't miss out. Hurry.
If you expect the best, what kind of rebate would you expect from Jeep and Eagle? The guaranteed rebate. Now you get a $1,000 rebate on 1990 Jeep Cherokee, $1,000 on Eagle Talon, $2,000 on Eagle Premier Limited. If the rebate goes up this model year, we'll pay you the difference. The guaranteed rebate from Jeep and Eagle. No other car company has ever done that. Offer ends soon.
Heartburn. I was on fire. Right here.
2.2.
I never tried Riopan.
2.2.
Then I remember my doctor telling me about it.
2.2 seconds.
I didn't have all day to feel better.
Lab tests show Riopan Plus 2 starts neutralizing acid on stomach contact in just 2.2 seconds. Because Riopan has Megaldrate, a special dual-action formula.
Riopan got me back on track. Fast.
Remember 2.2. Remember Riopan.
I'm Kathleen Sullivan.
And I'm Harry Smith. All of us from CBS This Morning want to wish you a happy and healthy holiday season.
This is CBS.